In this screencast, we'll be looking at the lookup function. So first things first, let's type up the lookup function to find out what we need. So we need a lookup value, a lookup vector, and there's an optional result vector. So first things first, let's explain what a vector is. So a vector is any set of data that's in a single row or single column or a single row. So that's a vector, that's a vector, that's a vector, and that's a vector. All it effectively is any set of data where you only need one index into it to find out the value. So if we had some table of data like this, we would need both a row and a column to pull out any specific piece of data. But if we've got a vector, we only need one value, and it doesn't matter if it's a row, it doesn't matter if it's a column. All right, let's go back to our lookup. Now, the first thing that we needed was a lookup value. So I'm going to just type lookup value, and I'm going to set that value to be 50. All right, so if we do our lookup over in this cell, so lookup, we put in our lookup value, our lookup vector, which can be these ones, and I'm going to leave the result vector blank for now. So we do that and press enter, it returns 50. Fantastic, it returned the same value that we had in the lookup value. That by itself isn't super useful, but what we can do is that, or what lookup does, is that it will pull out the largest value in that vector that isn't larger than the lookup value. So if I instead change this to 60, the return value doesn't change at all, because there's no 60 inside of that vector, but 50 is not larger than 60, so it returns 50. And for this to work, the vector needs to be in sorted format, so it needs to go from smallest to largest. It won't work the other way around, and it won't work if it's just shuffled however. What we can also do with this lookup is use a result vector. So a result vector can be a different one, but it should be the same size. And when we do this, it will return the value from the corresponding position in the result vector. So it was returning 50 before, but now it's returning P. So these numbers might look familiar. These are certain grades. So if you got a 74, you'd only get a credit. You need a 75 to get a distinction. So that's a very basic intro on how we use lookup to show that rows and columns don't really matter when it's a vector. We can select this so it's still in the same order, and it still works. So rows and vectors are interchangeable, and lookup returns the largest value that isn't bigger than the lookup value, which is this first one. So have an experiment with that and see how you go.